Hello and welcome, my dear friend. God knows you're tired, and it's okay to be tired sometimes. You know, most of us go through life never fully realizing the light we carry inside. Despite the incredible potential we all have, many of us feel lost, disconnected, or as though we're constantly falling short of something. As a chosen one, maybe you've experienced this too, the sense that there's more out there for you, but you're not quite sure how to grasp it. Or perhaps you've caught glimpses of your potential, only to feel something holding you back. In today's message, we're diving deep into what trust really means, why patience is crucial, and how we should have faith. These virtues can help us navigate the struggles we face. Sometimes, the journey can feel overwhelming, especially when we're doing our best and still not seeing results. So let's dive into how exactly we should go through life and discover the beauty of God's perfect plan for each of us, especially in moments of uncertainty. Let's begin. Pain versus suffering, understanding the difference. One of the most crucial lessons we can learn is the difference between pain and suffering. While pain is an inevitable part of life, suffering is a choice. Pain happens to all of us. It could be physical, emotional, or even spiritual. But suffering comes when we resist the situation we're in, when we don't want to experience what is happening. When we're in pain and don't fight it, we can accept it as part of life's journey. But when we reject it and wish for things to be different, that's when suffering begins. For instance, let's say you're experiencing financial hardship. You've worked hard, you've put in your best efforts, but despite everything, your situation doesn't improve. The pain is real, but the suffering happens when you start to think, I must have been abandoned by God. Something is wrong with me. This is the moment suffering sets in because we resist the reality of our situation instead of trusting that there is a deeper purpose in what we're going through. Trust means accepting that even when life feels hard, it's exactly where you need to be. Trusting God's plan means knowing that this moment is shaping you in ways you can't yet understand. When we trust, we can experience pain without letting it control our thoughts and emotions. We begin to understand that suffering is the result of rejecting our present experience, while trust invites peace into even the most difficult situations. Aligning our desires with God's will. Now, let's talk about our desires and how they align with God's will. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations, but sometimes what we want might not align with the greater plan that God has for us. A key to finding peace and fulfillment in life is learning how to check in with our desires and ensure they are in alignment with God's will. But how do we do that? It starts with examining whether our desires hurt anyone, including ourselves. Ask yourself if your goals bring goodness to your life, your loved ones, your community, and the universe as a whole. If the answer is yes, and your goals align with love, compassion, and kindness, then you are likely walking in sync with God's plan. However, if your desires serve only your personal gain or come at the expense of others, it may be time to reassess and align them with a higher purpose. For instance, imagine you want to build a business or pursue a creative passion like music, writing, or gardening. If these pursuits bring you joy and contribute positively to the world, you can trust that you are on the right path. When we align our desires with God's will, we not only benefit ourselves but also bring light into the world. And here's the important part. When we do our best, God either grants us our desires or gives us something even better. We may not always understand the why behind His decisions, but we can trust that He is leading us toward what is best for us and for the greater good. What letting go really means. One of the hardest things for us to do is let go of control. We want to control outcomes because it makes us feel secure. But here's the truth. When we cling to specific outcomes, we often end up disappointed or frustrated if things don't go the way we imagined. This is where trust comes in. Imagine that you are an artist, a writer, or love a certain job. You pour your heart into your work, dedicating hours and energy to your craft. But what happens when the results don't match your expectations? Maybe your work doesn't get the recognition you hoped for, or you don't achieve the financial success you envisioned. The first instinct is to feel like a failure, to question whether you should even continue. But here's where the power of trust comes into play. Letting go of the outcome means you do your best work simply for the joy of doing it. You follow your passions and pour your heart into them, trusting that whatever outcome you receive is the best possible one for you at that moment. Whether it's financial gain, recognition, or something more subtle like personal growth or new relationships, each outcome is part of God's perfect plan for you. When we stop clinging to specific results and trust the process, we free ourselves to experience the present moment fully and open ourselves to God's greater plan. Why patience is so important. Patience is one of the most challenging virtues to cultivate, especially in a world that values instant gratification. We want results, and we want them now. But God operates on a different timeline. His timing is always perfect, even when it feels delayed from our perspective. Waiting can feel like a test of endurance, but it's often where the most growth occurs. There's a reason for every delay, every moment of waiting. Sometimes, God uses these periods to prepare us for something greater than we imagined. At other times, there are lessons we need to learn during the waiting season. The waiting period is where we learn patience, trust, and faith in God's perfect plan. This is when we understand the value of what we're going to achieve. During these times, it's crucial to remember that God hasn't forgotten you. He is working behind the scenes in ways you can't yet see. So, while you wait, trust that everything is unfolding according to divine timing. Embrace the lessons of patience and know that God's plan for you is greater than anything you could have imagined. The foundation of every manifestation. Faith is the foundation of manifesting anything in life. It's about believing in what we cannot see and trusting that God is leading us even when the path is unclear. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 tells us, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see." Faith is not just believing when things are going well. It's holding on to that belief even when life doesn't make sense. Imagine you're facing a difficult situation, whether it's financial, emotional, or spiritual. You've prayed, you've done your best, but nothing seems to change. In these moments, it's easy to lose faith and feel like giving up. But this is precisely when your faith is being tested and strengthened. Faith means trusting that God is working even when you can't see the results yet. Walking in faith requires us to continue moving forward, even when the road is unclear. It means doing our best in every situation, but letting go of the need to control the outcome. It's about trusting that God's plan for us is greater than our own and that He will lead us to where we need to be. When we walk forward in faith, we begin to see how each step, even the difficult ones, is part of a bigger picture that God is painting for us. Accept every season of life with a full heart. So, my dear friend, I hope this message has reminded you of the incredible power of trust, patience, and faith. Life will always present us with challenges, moments of pain, seasons of waiting, and times when we feel lost or unsure. But remember, pain does not have to lead to suffering. When we trust God and accept the moment we are in, we find peace. Align your desires with God's will and trust that He knows what is best for you. Let go of the need to control outcomes and instead enjoy the process of living fully in alignment with His plan. Be patient, knowing that God's timing is always perfect, and hold on to faith even when things seem unclear. God has not forgotten you. He is with you, guiding you, and working in your life, even now. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message touched your heart, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your glorious journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.